Yo guys, welcome to the last lap. Don't forget to drop a lovely, juicy 5-star rating if you're watching on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Hope you enjoy, and let's get into it. How we feeling, lads? We've had a bit of time off, but Baku's just around the corner. We excited?
Of course. Yeah, Baku's just chaos in it as well. That's the thing. Apart from that first Grand Prix, when we went there and it was shit, we were like, oh, this is going to be terrible. And since then, it's been absolute just chaos.
Banging off the bang. Whether it's good racing, whether it's tyres blowing out for no reason.
Yeah.
Like the things that have happened down the past few years, we've had Vettel and Hamilton go at it together. Verstappen and Ricciardo. We've had that championship year 2021 where everything just went downhill. It's always lived up to it. Well, recently anyway, and I feel like we're going to get that again with everything that's going on. Yeah,
I'm hoping so. We've got a sprint weekend as well.
We have the new format, which isn't
allegedly
yet confirmed. But I mean, it's essentially
definitely going to happen like 6 minutes after we finish recording this episode. As well.
Do you remember the format, Niran?
Come on,
Christ! Right, I want
to mastermind test. Let's do it.
So here we go, lads. I want to say that it was like on the Friday we got free practice one. We start things off with that. That makes sense, right?
Strong start.
That's where I'm finished, mate. That's the end.
So is sprint quali?
No, you know what? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna say it with my chest. I'll say it with my chest. Friday FP1 and FP2. Saturday sprint quali and then the actual sprint.
Wrong.
Shit, man. So sprint quali on the Friday.
Fraud.
Long day,
Can't believe it.
You just let yourself down. You didn't look down the camera and actually say that first.
Yeah, I didn't say it with chest. Someone can edit that. It's fine.
Well, go on, Tom. Go on. You take over.
Oh, no, this can be bad. Okay.
You take
over. We've got FP1 qualifying for the race on Sunday, I believe. Saturday is a full sprint day. So we've got qualifying for the sprint in the morning. So no FP2, which I think is fantastic.
Yep.
Good shit, nice. Yeah.
Then we've got the sprint race in the evening and then race day on Sunday, which is
wavy.
So you've got to think of Saturday as its own separate event.
That's what I was thinking. So we've got no FP2 anymore. Gas.
Which I think some people found it a bit weird that you're having qualifying for the race
before qualifying for
on
sprint.
Friday. So you've got a whole day in between the qualifying and the race, but obviously they want competitive running on every single day.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think from an entertainment perspective, I know a lot of people aren't happy with it. Christian Horner's come out and been very clear that he does not like it. And why would they? It puts their car in jeopardy, right?
They don't change. Like,
no, of course
they're dominated at the minute. They're flying.
Yeah.
So even if Checo and Max alternate wins, I mean, it's going to be a Red Bull at the top of the tree. You've got to think for most of the races this year. So why would he
start fiddling with stuff? And it's going to make an impact.
But in these instances, you can't really the teams are going to have their own agenda because of course they are. They're entitled to. They're going to push their own perspective on it, and ultimately, I think versus what we had for the sprint format in the last 2 seasons, I think this is an improvement.
I think the great thing is you're getting your money's worth as a fan that goes whatever day you go. Even if you go on a Friday, you're getting some competitive running. You're
100%.
getting qualifying on a Friday for the actual race. If you go on a Saturday and that's it, you're getting some sprint action, whatever, and then obviously the race on Sunday. So whilst I know the sprint is quite a divisive topic amongst fans, at least the ones that are going are getting something every day. Do you know what I mean?
Well, how do you feel about the sprint, Tom? Because I know we were chatting earlier. You've been watching since 2009, so you know F1 well before the sprint race days. Yeah. So what do you make of the sprint generally?
It's really hard to just be on one side of the fence or the other and be really binary about it. I like them, but I think their formats, the type of races, circuits they're at, there's so many little intricacies that would make it better, in my opinion. However, I feel like this is a step in the right direction for sure. Interesting putting it a street circuit, to be honest. I think that's not necessarily the best thing to do because of the jeopardy. But with this new format, I think for teams like, say, McLaren, where they are at the moment, it's going to be of benefit to them. I find it entertaining. That's for sure.
Well, I think the risk putting it here, I think it's important to contextualise why that's potentially a problem. It's not just that, it's a street race, it's Baku, the chance of you putting it into a wall versus at Le Castellet, for example.
Fine margins.
Yeah, it's significantly higher. Charles has done it, I am stupid, classic moment. We're going to get some of them, right? We get them every year.
Crying.
Yeah. And, this is 5 of 6 weekends now coming up with an F1 race. So it's going to be back to back to back, break, back to back.
Yeah.
So if you shunt, we saw obviously Alpine having a shocker in Australia. but at least they had 3 weeks
Stinky.
to build up their allocation of parts. I know McLaren have talked about they're a bit concerned as well on parts because they've got their big upgrade coming. But if they have issues, if there's a big shunt for Oscar and Lando, for example, they could be in real hot water for the next few races.
Yeah, well, Leclerc's already had a penalty as well, already this season.
I forgot about that.
So
It's actually mad.
that is mad. He had a penalty before the second Grand Prix of the season actually started. For a part that
He's
you
just
have
had
two
an L
of.
for the start of the season.
Yeah, it really
Big
has.
time.
I
Compared to
felt
where
bad.
they were last year.
Yeah.
Just like astonishing to see the difference in the downfall. I mean, Red Bull have obviously taken it to the next level, but
Yeah,
they're
but
dropping.
Ferrari have also just been like caught by Aston Martin, Mercedes, realistically.
Yeah.
And you got it's just a 3-way scrap, isn't it, for second now?
Well,
So
I think that for me, it's Ferrari and Mercedes have dropped the ball more than it is. Yes, obviously Red Bull and Aston Martin have done bits, right? But the fact that Aston Martin have been able to, I mean, they're a year ahead already of their own plan to move up the field. But that's just positionally. And that's, I think, because Ferrari and Mercedes have dropped the bomb, which have not only allowed Aston Martin to at least catch up to them, but Red Bull to just walk off into the sunset.
yeah.
Which, I mean, is disappointing from a general kind of fan of the sport point of view. But also getting to the top and staying at the top is something Red Bull have done for years. I know you've got you've got a place in your heart.
I'm a Red Bull fan.
For Red Bull, right?
Niran's only just found us out now.
You're
serious.
You're local, right?
I am Milton Keynes. Literally, you're saying.
I'm so sorry.
The trait, yeah, I know. I literally said the only thing you can associate that's good with Milton Keynes
It's Red Bull, yeah.
But the fact that I literally passed Red Bull powertrains on the train here is nuts.
yeah.
But they're doing phenomenally well. But I think it's quite interesting that Dan Fallows, I know you've spoken about this before, has gone from Red Bull to Aston Martin. And what a job he's doing. It's absolutely crazy. That technical shake-up is nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I think people underestimate realistically like how much of an important. I mean, it's quite obvious, but like people don't talk about it or don't think about it too often. The actual makeup of the team behind the name is so important, and Aston Martin have done an unbelievable job of hiring. Yeah,
Everything.
Yeah,
Because it's like, you know, you see Aston Martin at the start of last season.
Yeah.
They were the joint worst car with Williams.
They were so slow. It's like they had weights on the back of them.
Yeah,
terrible.
it was awful.
Yeah.
And they both had the same power unit. And you look at the trajectory, like Williams have jumped forward well.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah.
But the Aston Martin trajectory, they've not even moved into their new gaff yet. Like they're still renting.
Gaff.
They're still renting like the shed down
As if
the
they're
road.
moving into a new house, just like
Oh, it's a 4-bed. It's lovely.
haven't
It's
picked up the keys yet.
yeah.
But they've already done it, and it's just like I think it advocates like the personnel was so important.
Facts, yeah.
And it's like you look at Mercedes, and they've just
Yeah.
done the old switcheroo with James Allison moving back into the role that he previously had.
Yeah.
And then what's
Mike
his
Elliott.
name? Mike Elliott. That's it.
Yeah.
He's gone the other way in a shake-up for Mercedes because. Yeah, I think the Aston Martin success relative to the front and also the Red Bull pulling away has asked a lot of questions of two teams, Ferrari, Mercedes. I mean, Ferrari always have questions, let's be honest, but Mercedes haven't had questions for a long time and they've changed things up now.